All right, Shalom. First off, we want to give our praise and glory to
Yahweh,
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom Tada Akim out there preaching his word in truth and sincerity. This the brother Shamar.
I'm the brother Yari Allah.
And we just coming together to do a sit down lesson, just speaking on the things, the current events going on, and how it's affecting everyone. Because this is the results that you get when you have the wicked in rulership. The type of things that are happening now, the reason they are happening is because you have the wicked in rulership in the first place. All right, and you see the type of things that are going on, and we've been speaking about this, to come for the longest, and now you're starting to see these things manifest as far as the beginning of sorrows. Are you people starting to actually feel that affliction and hell, and starting to realize that you're really not free? You don't have any say so in the matter. You're just pretty much a slave still. You got the illusion of freedom. All right, and things can change at the snap of a finger, as we always say. All right, just like in 2020 happened, and now you got this current situation going on, specifically about the government shutdown, because that does affect different things. Even though regular people with regular 9 to 5s, you're cool, but at the same time, this is a thing that's affecting a lot of different things in the economy, people at work and whatnot. But the first, I want to hit some precepts, and then go into the ChatGPT, and as well as maybe some news articles or whatnot. But the first scripture we're gonna start with is I'll start with what you said. Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And you go ahead.
Yeah, and right now, matter of fact, quick precept to bring it back. Job 9.
Yeah, I already had that.
Oh, that's the spirit. So
no, you good.
Well,
I'll read it real quick. Yeah, Job 9:24. The whole the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, wherein who is he?
And we understand that the wicked is Esau, Edom. All right, and this is the Lord being facetious. If Esau is not in rulership, then you tell us who is. Who's in control of the laws, the money. Who do you have to report to in order to do anything? Who is Uncle Sam? You know what I mean? Are we not subject unto payment? So if Esau, Edom, who is the wicked, according to Malachi, the 1st chapter, if he is not in rulership, then who is? Also covering up the faces of the judges thereof. Who went out? Excuse me. What other nation went out their way to depict themselves as the Heavenly Father, as the only begotten Son, as the angels, the Israelites? No nation did that other than Esau. Okay, and he's currently in rulership, which Yahweh Shem Yahushai gave him that that power to be in this position for prophecy's sake ultimately. Yet with him being in power, we're seeing, like the brothers going into, we're seeing the results of the wicked being in rulership. You can Baba Kashal, go back to
this back in Sirach 10:1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
Yeah, and Esau is a foolish, is a fool, really. What is that? Psalm 14:1. The fool have said that there is no Most High, and this devil has a God complex. Well, that's why he established his government upon his own laws and statutes, so to speak, which is why it tells you in Isaiah, what is that? Matter of fact, Baba Kashaw, we can grab it real quick. Psalm 50. Is that 50 and 16? Unto the wicked. Because he didn't establish, he claimed he established this land which he raped, robbed, and murdered to achieve. He claimed that he established this land upon the principles of the Bible. But when you look into this man's laws, his constitutions, what he puts on he signs into law and into bill, it's contrary to the law, statute, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right.
Yeah, and you see, like it says in the first verse in Sirach 10, wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered. And this government isn't well ordered. You know, it's completely in disorder.
Yeah.
All right. That's why you have it in the state that it's in now, as far as the government being shut down, because they're basically at odds with one another. Nobody could come to agreement. They both got different views, so called. All right, and they can't agree on anything.
And this is why you have this economy at an all-time high of debt.
Mm-hmm.
These are the results of running a kingdom, outside of the law, statute, and commandments of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. You have complete disorder.
Yeah. And that's why you got everybody, not being satisfied with the way that things are, like it goes into in Proverbs 29:2.
Yep.
Because all the signs are there that the wicked are in rulership, and this is what you get when you have a wicked man in rulership. Everything that you see going on. I got the Psalm 50 and 16. It says, but Psalms 50 and 16, but unto the wicked, the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Yeah, that's right. What are you doing, with the Bible, or proclaiming yourself as followers of the Bible, or proclaiming to be established upon the principles of the Bible? Which everybody's, finding out that you're a complete hypocrite. You're the devil.
Yep. Well, in the NLT, it say for the same verse in Psalms 50 and 16, it says, but the Most High says to the wicked, why bother reciting my decrees and pretending to obey my covenant?
See?
And you basically, like you said, you being exposed to be a hypocrite because it was all a facade.
Yep.
You were pretending the whole time because you don't really care about what's written in the scriptures. Your actions show that,
Yeah, you wouldn't have sodomites running rampant. You wouldn't have adultery running rampant, idolatry. That's one of his isn't it what you call it? One of his in the Constitution, you have the right to pretty much worship whatever
freedom
God,
of religion.
Yeah, freedom of religion. That's wicked according to the scriptures. So what are you doing posing to be followers of the Bible and of the Lord?
Mm-hmm. It says, seeing thou hatest instruction and casteth my words behind thee. And that's pretty much what you see, like he was just going into, You pretend that you care about, you're all about the law, as far as the law of the Bible. And then everything else that you do is outside of the law. That's not upholding the script, what's written in the scriptures. You do everything that's contrary to the ways of the scriptures. And that's why everything is out of order. Everything's all messed up because you have, going back to the wicked being in rulership.
That's right.
You can't do right. So I wanted to show this real quick on the ChatGPT, because I was, dealing with the government shutdown and whatnot. So I just asked it real quick, how has the government shutdown been affecting people? And it says, here's a breakdown of the current 2025 U.S. federal government shutdown, which began on October the 1st, is affecting people and what it could mean if it drags on. So what is still working is mandatory programs like Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and some essential government operations continue, such as federal agencies deemed essential that protect life and property. And what's being disrupted, it says, here are key areas which people are being impacted: federal employees and contractors. And it says many federal workers are either being furloughed or working without pay if their job is considered essential. Public services and benefits, some government services are slowing or pausing. For example, benefit verifications or issuance of new cars, customer service operations may be delayed. Travel and airports, since agencies like the transportation, TSA basically,
Mm.
are and air traffic control are impacted. Employees working without pay or potential absenteeism. Travelers are seeing increased delays or potential risk of further disruption. Immigration and court justice system. Programs like non-detained immigration courts may be suspended or delayed. Housing loans and mortgages, national parks and recreation, state and local impacts. States that receive federal funding or support may face uncertainty. Some federal state funding flows may be disrupted depending on the program. Economic and broader consequences. The shutdown is already shown to have ripple effects on the economy. The Congressional Budget Office and other analysis suggest that the government activity being paused or delayed lowers GDP growth. A recent survey found that half of Americans say the shutdown is affecting their community. According to a White House memo, each additional week of the shutdown could cost the U.S. economy billions of dollars in output and lead to greater job losses or slower hiring.
Which also is going to lead to greater debt.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah, basically saying the GDP is slowing. That's pretty much it ain't no growth. So if they ain't making money, you losing money.
Yeah.
It's either one way or the other. Right. It says the next segment what this means for you and people you know. Since you're someone who likes it's going into shit like that I'd be talking about with it. But it says if you were planning on interacting with federal agencies for permits, friends with federal jobs, that's just like based off of like me specifically with that part. But it says how long this could last and why the duration matters. The longer the shutdown goes, the deeper the impacts get. More furloughs, more services cut, more financial strain. Some programs only operate for a limited time via contingency funds. Once those run out, the effect becomes more severe. Even after it ends, there may be lingering effects, lost research, delayed maintenance, economic confidence shaken. And then it just posted some, articles, but that's pretty much the gist of it. But it's showing you that, this is a big deal. And like it says, it's going to have ripple effects to where, just like when the, when the 2020 happened. So everything stopped, but then you still felt everything afterwards, even though everything opened back up.
Yeah.
And you're still seeing the effects of that to this day. Like when we go out into the, highways and hedges out in San Francisco, the mall is done.
Yeah,
the retail apocalypse that literally caused the whole retail apocalypse. Basically, all the mom and pop shops shut down. The stores, food spots, shops. The biggest mall in San Francisco, which it was known for, Westfield Mall, that's pretty much a desert town now.
Yep.
So
in each department within that mall is slowly closing down.
Yeah, and we're speaking about the lingering effects from way back then.
Yep.
So this is going to be a similar situation in the sense that all the things that it is affecting and going to continue to impact, like it said on ChatGPT, it's going to have a ripple effect. Even if it was to start back, to open back up this week or next week, it's still already fucked.
Yep. You can't repair, weeks and we were, referring to 2020 years of damage within just a couple of days. You can't repair all that.
Yep. And then, like I said, it's only making everything even worse by things being shut down in the government. All right.
That's right.
But I'm gonna go back in Sirach 10. I'll start back from the top. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered.
And like the brother said, and like we're reading about, and you can clearly see, this place is totally disordered. Here it is, according to the narrative, all this is happening, and it's affecting many people just because these devils can't agree on certain topics.
Mm-hmm.
Showing you that it is just there's that's a selfish act. Oh, okay, so since we can't agree, we just gonna shut everything down. To hell with how it's gonna affect everybody else whom we're supposed to be in the favor of, the people, and we just gonna shut it down until we can come to agreement. If it open, it open. If it don't, oh well.
And then you see people already saying if it does shut down, what they're planning on doing, regarding the food stamps.
Yep.
And that's just people that that do rely on food stamps, not mentioning the people that need food. That would you see them actually going to food banks? The people that get food stamps, they ain't even talking about hitting the food bank. They saying they're going to the store and they're going to just walk out with it. So it's like everyone is being affected, man. The ones, like I said, that are the government workers that are furloughed, or your work is here. It is your work is deemed essential. You still gotta show up to work, but you're not even getting paid. So how long are people gonna show up and work without getting paid?
Exactly.
And that's why you see the regarding the traveling or whatnot, like you mentioned on ChatGPT. That's why you see stuff messed up there, because here it is, you gotta show up to work, be a TSA agent, and all this other shit. The traffic control worker or whatnot, and you're not even getting paid. So what is motivating you to show up if you're not even getting your your daily pay?
Yeah.
And that's wicked as hell.
Right.
Here it is, you working like 8 hours or who knows how many hours, because niggas are guaranteed calling out, not showing up because they not getting paid. And then the few that do show up, now you swamped in fucking work. You can't even take a break down there. How long is everybody going to continue to work for free? In this day and age, ain't nan nigga doing anything for free. So how long is that going to actually keep on going? If this place keeps, if the government keeps shut down, how long are people going to continue to show up for work? I doubt it's going to be very long, because you're not even getting paid. You can't pay your bills. You got federal agents or federal workers that work for the government lining up for food banks. And even though you go into a food bank, that shit ain't paying your bills.
Right.
You still you spending gas money, the wear and tear on your car, and you showing up for work for all these hours like a normal day, but you ain't getting no money back for it. And your bill's still coming.
Yep.
Them shits ain't stopping just because you ain't getting paid.
And it's already wicked enough, because according to the scriptures, you're supposed to be paid by the evening. You have jobs where certain people, depending on certain jobs you have, certain people do get paid daily.
Mm-hmm.
Certain people get paid weekly, and then certain people get paid bi-weekly. Certain people are salary based.
Yep.
It's not helping the situation. So it's only going to further worsen things for your daily Babylonian, in their household.
For everybody.
Yeah, really.
And it's just getting closer to that point to where people just say fuck it and just stop going to work altogether.
Yeah.
Imagine what would happen if everybody that regarding the air travel, if they just said none of us showing up to work. That's a lot of money in itself being lost, because people be traveling all the time for work, business, go see your family or whatever. Hey, shit's getting bad fast.
Yeah.
But continuing on, Sirach 10:2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein.
Which this is a corrupt society, starting with Esau, Edom himself. The government has been corrupt. His police force is corrupt. The politicians, the mayors, the president, it's all nothing but corruption. So just like, how the leader is, the people are going to follow suit.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have just a bunch of, a corrupt society and a bunch of corrupt people. That's how pretty much that's people's mentality on how to even elevate in the society. You gotta be corrupt. You gotta pay people off. You gotta step on people's backs. You gotta be wicked.
Yep. And it says, an unwise king destroyeth his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. Yep. And that's what you see going on now, as far as an unwise king destroying his people. All right, this nigga is not smart. All right, and he's a demon. He's the wicked.
Yeah.
All right, because would a smart person make GMOs? Would a smart person make unbalanced money, unbalanced weights.
Right.
All right, with a smart person, basically set up everything how it is with the economy and society to where something like this could even happen in the first place. Everything that this nigga do, like we've been going into, is out of order. And this is why you have everything being in super extremes now, because since America has been established, this nigga been ruling out of order. So it's only going to continue to get worse as the time goes on, and this place is still going on.
That's right.
And this place ain't got too much longer to keep going. All right. Every year, you know, niggas always be saying like, "Oh, next year gonna be my year," this and that. Man, shit only getting worse. You know. Now you got AI. All right, the job market is fucked up. Like it even mentioned it on the Chat GBT about the job slowing. You already got that happening now.
Yeah.
Without the government being shut down, that shit was already happening. So how much more with the AI added in there, as well as this shit affecting the economy and everything else going on, man. All right. And this all goes back to who you have in rulership. And it doesn't matter about it just being, you know, Trump.
The face, yeah.
All right. That's just the face. That's what people are so simple and stupid. They don't realize that it's not just about that one person, you know?
Yeah, they're nothing but puppets. You know, it really goes to the wicked elites.
Mm-hmm.
You know, them small hatters. You know, the Rothschilds, the Gettys, the DuPonts, the Rockefellers. You know, that's why, you know, it's important to name names. Because everybody, they get caught up on Trump and whatever president or whatever mayor. Like for us out here, as the governor, we got Gruesome Newsom in California. But it's bigger than these devils.
Yep.
You know? I got, unless you have something.
There you go.
Psalm 82. Psalm 82 and 5.
Mm-hmm.
It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. Yeah, these people who have no clue what's going on, especially, chiefly our own people. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. They whole thing is, oh, we gotta vote and we gotta, you know, protest and, you know, just the same old narrative that's getting you no progression. You know, like the scriptures say, woe unto you that go down to Egypt for help, rather than turning until repenting and turning back unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know?
Yep.
And that's why when this thing hits you, once again referring to Isaiah the 30th chapter, I believe, how to say the trust in Pharaoh shall be your shame.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Mm-hmm. Oh man, we put pretty much, I done all my 401k, I done had all these jobs, I done had all these hopes, I done bought this house, this and that, just for everything to just collapse right in front of your face. Everything that you trusted in is falling right before your face, and you're not gonna have no answers nor no solutions. It says, they know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
Yeah, everything is out of order, man.
Mm-hmm.
And it all goes back to the ones who controlled everything, because they calling the shots. It ain't like it's us. We ruling. We could call the shots and do what we want to do. Everything is ran how it is, all because going back to who's in control.
Yeah,
you know. Because we not the ones who fucking said we want to run on gasoline cars.
We don't got that type of power.
Everything be bottled in plastic. All right, you gotta go to 9 to 5 and you don't get paid to bi-weekly, or you gotta pay tax. You know, everything that is ran how it's ran. We didn't do none of this. We have to abide by these things because this is the society we live in. All right, this ain't like it's like Micah 2 and 10 say. This ain't our rest.
Yep.
This ain't our fucking kingdom. All right, because if it was our kingdom, it damn sure wouldn't be like this.
That's right.
And that's not how the kingdom of the Heavenly Father is going to be when it is established on earth.
Yep.
That's why all the other nations are going to be rejoicing when the true kingdom of heaven is established on earth, because it's going to be a just and right society, man.
That's right.
And it going to be everything out of order, confusion, everyone doing whatever the hell they want to do, damn near, worshiping any different idol or being a demon, doing all type of perverse acts.
Yeah, chaos. People screaming out for peace. Well, you're not, as long as the devil's in rulership, you're not going to have peace.
Yeah, the society that we live in don't promote peace. Like same people that's protesting about him being a tyrant, you a goddamn sodomite.
Right.
You live in a life, a death style,
Yeah.
but you want to sit here and talk about a tyrant, this and that. You promote nothing but sickness. You want to the alphabet shit's reading to kids and everything. They the same motherfuckers that's with all that. The ones who complaining about Trump and worried about a so-called dictatorship. You niggas need somebody to tell your ass what to do. You out your fucking mind.
Yeah.
Really, all these people need to be told what to do. That's why that's why this place is going to be soon to be destroyed, and it's going to be a righteous government set in order, set in rulership on this earth. You know,
That's right. Righteous judgment has to take place upon the earth, and you can't do that with the wicked being in authority.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see real quick. Now that I mentioned that, just real quick. Let me locate that precept. It's in Psalm. Bear with me for a second. Yep, Psalm 94 and 20. This is Psalm 94 and 20. It says, "Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by a law?"
Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what this devil would do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he make it just like it goes into in Isaiah, them unrighteous decrees. You know, you passing these wicked ass laws.
That's right.
And that's why everything is completely out of order, and then everything's upside down because these devils and just basically just cause nothing but confusion and chaos now. All right. And the whole time that this situation that's going on with the government shutdown and everything else with crime, the drug epidemic, all the madness going on in the world is really all done by design through these devils, man.
Exactly.
It ain't just a coincidence because you see, like, niggas ain't, well, some niggas are stupid, but if you actually look at different countries, in certain countries, it's no crime. It's literally no crime. You could leave your fucking wallet, your jewelry on the car out in the public, and nobody gonna touch it.
Yep. There's no.
No.
They're strict on littering.
Yeah, it's no crime,
Looting.
no looting, no crime going on. All right, it's very peaceful. But you come here to Babylon, it's just
Everything
fucking,
goes.
it's just it's Gotham City everywhere.
Yep.
All right, drug addicts, you can get fucking robbed. All right, you can get killed. Anything can happen. Showing you that this is all being allowed to happen in the first place.
Yeah, it's all about design. You know, this is what this devil want. It's all a part of his I'll always mess it up. Heligate. Yeah, it's a tongue twister for me. Damn. Pretty much problem reaction solution.
Yeah.
Salakia. You know, this is all a part of his evil plan, which I got
Hegelian or whatever.
Hegelian dialect.
Yeah.
I got this real quick. This is Micah 2 and 1. Micah 2 and 1. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds."
Yeah, these devils devised this plan.
Yep.
You know, this not something that just coincidentally happened. Because, like I just gave the example, you have other countries that so-called that let America say it is deemed as third world countries, or they talk down about them.
Mm-hmm.
But they actually more cleaner, and it ain't as much crime, homelessness, all this other shit that we got to deal with out here. They don't have none of that out there.
If they do, it's because of you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Esau be going around the earth being a damn demon, creating problems, and then like problem reaction solution. You know, he'll send his he'll set up staged events, send his agents, you know, to create a scenario, create a boogeyman, create terrorists, and then he'll try to come in like he's the hero, when really you're the villain.
Yeah.
You know, just so you can press forward your agenda. It says, "Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hand."
Yeah, and so showing you that it goes back to the ones who are in a position of power, who are in rulership.
Yep.
All right, and like we said, the president that you see is just a face. This dude ain't really calling the shots. Yeah, he be saying some wild shit and everything else, but really that nigga taking orders behind the scene.
Well, if he had that much power, why he just now getting back in office? Why he didn't stay in office back when 2020 election took place?
Yep.
You know, showing you that he's not in control.
Mm-hmm.
He's controlled. He's not in control.
And then why is he acting like he acting now when he didn't act like that last time he was in office? Because now we in different times. They understand. They being told like, hey, we gotta wrap this shit up.
Yeah,
it's time to get this shit popping. Like they've been way behind schedule as far as regarding they whole NWO. All right, the Great Reset. Them niggas been wanting all that to happen, but now you see, like he said in his last term with the Operation Warp Speed and shit. Yep. Now you see them really moving shit hella quick. All right, this dude ain't even we ain't even in 2026 yet, but you already see different countries mandating the digital ID now. Yeah. Soon to be America. All right, they got the real ID, which is basically the same shit. Same thing. Really. But you see, everything is being pressed like a lot faster. Now it's going to be pushing that AI shit a lot more, and then they're going to, like they always do, they're going to find ways to desensitize you to it by introducing it in a manner of it being more helpful, making things convenient.
Yep.
This is going to help solve all the problems we have going on. But the whole time they cause all the problems we have going on.
That's right.
Little do you, you Babylonians know. Because people, here it is, people be claiming that they woke, know about this and that, but you don't even know who really running shit.
That's right, man. We can, unless you want to jump into something. I got Isaiah 24.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Isaiah 24:4, because like we're going into everything that this devil is doing, not only here in Babylon, but upon the earth, it's having an effect. There's a cause and effect.
Mm-hmm.
And that strength and that goes from not upholding the law, statute, commandments, which Esau, he's opposite. He's the wicked. He's the opposite of righteousness. So of course, anything righteous is wicked in his sight. So he uses the scriptures to create a society that's opposite of what the scriptures of what the law says. In which it has an effect. You never had species going extinct under these different rulerships. The water is being polluted. The hell is purified water and all this BS, man? The air is all through. This nigga is spraying chemtrails throughout the air. Releasing chemicals into the water. You have animals beaching themselves. Man, you have so much going on, and it's all a result of this devil.
Mm-hmm.
This is Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The earth languish and fadeth away. And that's why it tells you in St. Matthew, the 24th chapter, if the Lord didn't cut this time short, there would be no flesh to be saved.
Yep.
Even the earth has a spirit, This devil is not respecting land Sabbaths. Hey, how did he establish this land? He shed the blood of the Israelites. All this wickedness that he has done, it has its effect on the earth, upon the earth. And if he was left here to rule, hey man, it wouldn't, like the scripture said, it wouldn't be no flesh to be saved.
Right.
Everything would be freaking destroyed. Look how much damage he did in such little time of his time in rulership. It says the earth mourneth and fadeth away, the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws,
mm-hmm.
changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant.
Yeah, and that's why you have everything out of order, man.
Yep.
Because of ultimately the ones who are in control of everything, man.
Mm-hmm.
And like we read in Sirach 10, such as the ruler of the people, the government of the people, the officers. So, it says what manner of the ruler of the city is.
Yep.
Such are all they that dwell therein. But that's why everybody that inhabits the earth move how they move, because of this devil that's in rulership. He gave the blueprint of how to so-called live your life, which is really destroying the whole world.
Yeah.
Destroying everything. That causes more confusion. You told people that it's cool to be whatever they want to be or imagine with the demons that's in their head. Because here it is, at one point in time, it was actually classified as a mental illness to want to be you know, a woman and you're a man, or a man wanting to be a woman.
Right.
But now you say like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. That's totally fine. Embrace those demons.
Yeah, because he used to clarify that as a mental illness, which it is. It's an actual demon.
Mm-hmm.
But now he's you know, pretty much changed that up. You know, saying pretty much like the brother saying, telling people to embrace it. Really, he's pressing that spirit upon people, starting with the young, with the children.
Yeah,
because they're impressionable.
And then you see these old video clips like in the, you know, like 90s or whatever, right? 90s or 80s, early, very, very early 2000s.
Yeah, for sure.
When they were still like, you know, in high school, you know, they still had the fitness test and shit, where you had to be, you know, in the old school video clips, everybody was skinny, running and shit. They was able to do pull-ups, push-ups, and everything else. It was average American citizen was actually healthy. Now you span the camera around across America, the average person is obese, unhealthy. And here it is, we're in a more so-called advanced society with technology. All right, you have access to you know, health, better foods if you want it, gyms everywhere, all this other shit. But then you got people in the worst state mentally, physically, and financially they ever been in.
Right. Yeah.
Why is that? Because you have the wicked in rulership, and they've been just slowly destroying the people off, man.
That's
right. All right.
It says, verse 6, therefore have the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burnt, and few men left. You know, because ultimately, this is just going to lead up to the destruction of Babylon the Great. You know, this is all the beginning stages, because everything that's going on and what we're talking about, these are all what's the word I'm looking for? These are all for lack of better terms, these are all signs of a declining kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
You know, which is ultimately gonna result into this place utterly being destroyed. The Lord is just going to completely destroy this man's rulership, right along with the inhabitants thereof. Yeah. You know, because like you were saying, these people don't really. The only problem is they just can't get the crumbs that they want. You know, they're not really affected by the wickedness. Chiefly our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're not mad with with sodomy running rampant and this nigga pressing it upon the children, you know, your households.
Yeah, like Ezekiel 9:4, you ain't really feeling like that.
That's right.
You don't complain, like you said, they're not sighing and crying about anything.
All the abominations,
everything going on that's against the ways of the Heavenly Father. Mm-hmm. You are only offended by the things that affect you directly.
Yeah,
you know, you don't care about anything when it comes to spiritual.
Right.
That's against the ways that the Heavenly Father has told us to operate and function. You only care about the things that's going on in the society that's affecting you personally.
Mm-hmm. That's right,
man. Did you want to keep going on there?
No, that was the point on that one.
Oh, you could, if you ain't got nothing else, we could.
What you had? Or what you was?
What you just gonna get?
I had Wisdom of Solomon 6.
All right.
This is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 6 verse 1. It says, hear therefore, O ye kings, and understand, learn ye that be judges of the ends of the earth. So this is the Lord, you know, speaking directly to you, you know, to you wicked elites. It says, give ear, ye that rule the people, and glory in the multitude of nations. For power is given you of the Lord, and sovereignty from the highest, who shall try your works and search out your counsels.
Yeah, so this devil, he made it seem like it was you know, it was his own will that he came into power, but really it was, the power was given to you by the highest, you know, by Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So it wasn't by your own will or your own power that you got to the status, to the point that you're at. All right, this is all part of the Yahweh Bashem Yahushai's movie at the end of the day.
Yeah, man.
He wanted you to be the one to rule before that great destruction comes, just like in the time of Pharaoh. Now you're going to be that example that's made of a wicked, of a wicked ruler being taken down, and then Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is going to be exalted by the destruction of Babylon when it happens.
Yeah. It says, because being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged aright, nor kept the law, see, nor walked after the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, and that's like we've been going into. Ain't nothing here right. Everything's out of order. And nobody's sighing and crying about it. They only care about the comfortability of the American lifestyle, so to speak. They worried about, my money, cost of living, the things affecting your Babylonian lifestyle. All right, this ain't the old days anymore where, a man can have one job, take care of everything.
Yep.
The cost of living, the cost of things was the cost of living, or the cost in general, was fairly low, where you could be, you wasn't tripping about paying for anything.
Yeah,
But
everything
now,
was affordable.
yeah, now everything is so high up. It's like, God damn, why it cost so much?
Mm-hmm.
Now you kind of second guessing. You looking at the price with something, and then you seen videos of examples as well. People years back had the same amount of things from a grocery store compared to the modern day times. It's damn near 4 times as much.
Yeah, shoot, the price of gas.
Yep.
we have parents and those that still have grandparents around. They talk about how they spend like a quarter, 10 cent.
Mm-hmm.
It was super cheap. But what we have today is we're dealing with inflation. This dollar, it's nothing more than just a debt note. You're pretty much paying debt with a debt, which is accumulating more debt, causing the prices of goods to increase, and you still using that same dollar, which is just decreasing. So it's going to take more of that dollar to get the same goods that you could have got with less.
Mm-hmm.
It says, because being ministers of his kingdom, ye have not judged aright, nor kept the law, nor walked after the counsel of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that's why you have what you have today. Just complete disorder. It says, horribly and speedily shall I come upon you. Yeah, that's right, because the Lord is going to, which the Lord is already beginning to visit this place via the judgments. That's why every things are taking place the way that it's happening, which is all according to prophecy. But this is just the beginning of the Lord, judging this place and judging, you people, especially the wicked. It says, horribly and speedily shall he come upon you, for a sharp judgment shall be to them that be in high places.
Mm-hmm. And that sharp judgment is on the way.
Yep.
Or it's just a matter of time. That because we all, the men of the Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the true believers, we all see it coming. That's why everything is going on that's happening now, because we're in that time of your judgment getting ready to happen, man.
That's right, man. We're literally witnessing, the end of this devil's rulership, and that's why, like the brother referring to, you had Trump with the Operation Warp Speed, and this devil is just trying to kick things into gears, because according to Revelation 12:12, he knoweth that he have but a short time, and that's why he's getting ready to come down with great wrath. He's about to come down with more draconian like laws, and he's just about to come straight with the devil horn showing, man. Because he don't have time to be playing around, because ultimately the Lord is about to Yahweh is about to send back Yahweh Shai to completely take him down and to destroy his whole kingdom. So right now he's just trying to do everything he can to fulfill his agenda, which he been wanted this thing to take place, years ago, hundreds of years ago. All right. But so now it's pretty much now or never for this devil, which we understand according to the scriptures. It's a never for you. Job, the 20th chapter, you're not going to be able to fully establish your NWO, your great reset. The Lord is only going to allow you to get so far, and that's only to fulfill, prophecy. But other than that, you're not going to be able to fully see your wicked ass plans through. And it's only going to get worse, man. You know, you people looking for solutions, and you know, hopefully they open back up, and hopefully things can go back to how they was and get better. You know, we at the you know, pretty much the fourth quarter of the year. You know, this is the festive seasons for people, you Babylonians. You know, you try to forget about your sorrows, try to fake care about each other. You know, when things are only going to get worse, because this is literally the end. You know, so this is all by design. That's you know, that's pretty much the point on that part.
Good. Oh, we can wrap it up on this one. It's second Esdras 6. I'll start at 7. Second Esdras 6 and 7. Then answered I and said,
Yep.
What shall be the parting asunder of times, or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? All right, and that's the times that we living in, man. All right, that the times that he was asking about, and what's the end of the first? You know, because who came out first? Out of is talking about Jacob and Esau.
Yep.
You know, who came out first, and who came out after? You know, Esau came out first, and Jacob came out afterwards. That's who is mentioning. All right, and it's going to go into that. And it says, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, and that's pretty much what we're in times that we're living in now, man. All right. Esau is the end of the world. We seen him bring manifest the end of the world, man.
Yep.
Because what else could be coming based upon the way that he's been ruling the society and the path that it's headed on? All right. These devils been pushing the population control. All right. That's why they push all the alphabet shit, because that's just a natural way of not repopulating. Outside of everything else that they do to to kill off the people as is.
Spreading those plagues.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what that during 2020 that juice had to do. You know, it was all a part of really the population. You know, putting poison in your body that'll kill you off. You know, have a lasting effect upon you, and just will add on to the hell that you already have. You dealing with, like you said, a lot of these people already have physical issues. You know, a lot of ailments. They're unhealthy. You know, so it's just adding fuel to the fire. Which that was a part of his plan as well. They had the Georgia Guidestone. His plan was to maintain population under I believe 500 million, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
So these are just the different sources and scenarios that this devil has utilized and pressed forward to try to make that happen. Quicker at that.
And so, like we gonna wrap it up on that, but hey, this is what you get the results you get when you have the wicked in rulership, man. Everything that you see going on now, and this devil's time is up. Hey, Esau's the end of the world, so his end is coming.
That's right.
And the beginning of righteousness is soon to follow right after.
That's right.
And so with that, we're going to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rukakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the Akim out there preaching his word in truth and sincerity. Shalom.
Shalom.